Welcome to WealthEchelon, your go-to destination for expert insights on finance, stocks, and ETFs. Our mission is to empower you with the knowledge and strategies needed to navigate the financial markets with confidence. Whether you're a beginner looking to build a strong investment portfolio or an experienced investor seeking market trends and analysis, we've got you covered. Join us as we break down complex financial concepts, explore market opportunities, and help you climb the ladder to financial success. Subscribe now and take control of your money. Introduction: a wake-up call. Dave Ramsey begins the Total Money Makeover by painting a sobering picture of the average American's financial reality. While people often appear successful, sporting designer clothes, driving new cars, and posting glamorous vacations on social media, the truth behind the scenes is very different. Many are drowning in debt, relying on credit cards to make ends meet, and secretly living in financial chaos. This false image of wealth is what Ramsey calls financial facade, a dangerous illusion that hides the truth of financial struggle. Ramsey's mission in this book is to help readers break free from this illusion and confront the hard truth. Most financial problems are self-inflicted and behavioral. It's not a lack of money that's the issue, but rather how money is handled. Earning a high income doesn't guarantee financial stability if spending habits, debt use, and saving behaviors are out of control. In fact, many high earners are just as broke as those with average incomes because they've fallen into the same traps: car loans, credit card debt, and living beyond their means. He challenges the reader to stop making excuses. Whether it's blaming the government, the economy, your upbringing, or your job, Ramsey insists that the power to change lies within each individual. He argues that personal finance is not a math problem, it's a behavior problem. And like any bad habit, it takes self-discipline, commitment, and a clear plan to overcome. Ramsey introduces the idea of a money makeover as a total transformation. Not just small tweaks, but a complete shift in how one views and manages money. This isn't about temporary fixes or magical investments. It's about rewiring the way we think and act financially. He promises that by rejecting cultural norms and adopting his simple but radical system, anyone can become debt-free, build real wealth, and live with peace of mind. To kick off this transformation, Ramsey offers a bold invitation: be willing to be weird. He explains that normal in today's society means being broke, anxious, and over-leveraged. So if you want to achieve different results, you have to live differently. That means budgeting, saying no to debt, driving used cars, delaying gratification, and staying focused on long-term goals instead of short-term pleasures. The introduction serves as a rallying cry, a call to wake up, take ownership, and commit to change. Ramsey doesn't sugarcoat the process ahead, but he assures readers that it's worth it. With honesty, intensity, and persistence, financial peace is not only possible, it's inevitable. The Mythbusting Mindset. Before diving into actionable steps, Ramsey tackles the biggest obstacle: false beliefs about money. He calls these money myths and financial lies. These include common ideas like debt is a tool, car payments are a way of life, or I'll always have a mortgage. Ramsey argues that these myths are perpetuated by financial institutions and culture, keeping people enslaved to debt. He insists that to succeed, readers must unlearn these lies and adopt a new, countercultural mindset. Personal finance, he stresses, is 80% behavior and only 20% head knowledge. The Total Money Makeover philosophy. The book promotes an all-in, no-compromise philosophy. Ramsey opposes any form of consumer debt, credit cards, car loans, student loans, etc., and teaches that building wealth is not about get-rich-quick schemes, but long-term intentional living. His system is based on 7 sequential steps, known as the baby steps, which must be followed strictly in order. Ramsey promises that following these steps with focus and intensity will lead to total financial transformation. Absolutely. Here's an expanded version of the baby steps from the Total Money Makeover, providing more depth, explanation, and insight into each step. Baby step 1, save $1,000 emergency fund. The very first step in the Total Money Makeover journey is deceptively simple. Save $1,000 as fast as possible. This emergency fund isn't meant to cover long-term disasters. It's a short-term safety net to prevent minor emergencies from derailing your plan or sending you back into debt. Ramsey calls this a starter emergency fund and insists that speed is more important than size at this stage. He suggests finding this money quickly, even if it means selling stuff around your house, picking up a temporary side hustle, or cutting all unnecessary expenses. The point is to change your mindset from being reactive to being proactive. This small emergency fund creates emotional security and helps prevent reliance on credit cards during surprise expenses like car repairs, broken appliances, or medical copays. Psychologically, this step teaches discipline. It shows you can save money, and it builds momentum for the journey ahead. Ramsey repeatedly emphasizes that having this fund is about changing behavior, taking control of your money and telling it what to do, rather than letting life happen to you. Baby step 2, pay off all debt except the house, using the debt snowball. This is the heart of Ramsey's plan and where transformation really begins. In baby step 2, you commit to wiping out all non-mortgage debt, credit cards, car loans, student loans, personal loans, and any other consumer debt. His method of choice is the debt snowball, a behavior-based strategy that prioritizes motivation over mathematics. You list all debts from smallest to largest balance, regardless of interest rate, and attack the smallest debt with everything you can spare while making minimum payments on the others. Once the smallest debt is gone, you roll that payment into the next smallest debt, gaining momentum like a snowball rolling downhill. Critics often argue that the debt avalanche, paying highest interest rate first, is more efficient. But Ramsey pushes back by emphasizing that the goal isn't efficiency, it's success. Most people don't get into debt because of bad math. They get into debt because of bad behavior. Seeing quick wins early in the process creates motivation and psychological victory, making it more likely that people will stick to the plan. During this step, he encourages people to get gazelle intense, a reference to a proverb about a gazelle escaping from a hunter. That means cutting expenses to the bone, working extra jobs, selling unnecessary stuff, and doing whatever it takes to become debt-free as fast as possible. Once you're free of debt, except the mortgage, your income becomes your greatest wealth-building tool. Baby step 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Now that your consumer debt is gone, it's time to build a real safety net. Baby step 3 is about financial stability, saving 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. This fund provides a cushion in the case of major life disruptions, job loss, medical emergencies, or unexpected large expenses. The idea is to protect your progress. You've worked hard to get out of debt, and now you need to make sure you never go back. Ramsey is clear that this is not investment money. This fund should sit in a simple savings or money market account where it's safe and easy to access. He suggests calculating your fund based on your monthly expenses, not income. If your lifestyle is simple and stable, 3 months might be enough. If you have a variable income or more dependents, aim for 6 months. This step also brings peace of mind and confidence, knowing that you're prepared for anything life throws your way. Baby step 4, invest 15% of your household income for retirement. With your emergency fund in place and all debt, except the house, eliminated, you're now in a position to start building wealth. Ramsey recommends investing 15% of your gross household income for retirement. He believes this percentage strikes the perfect balance between saving for your future while still allowing for other financial goals like college and mortgage payoff. He advises using tax-advantaged retirement accounts such as 401ks, especially if your employer offers a match, and Roth IRAs, which grow tax-free. His preferred investment vehicle is mutual funds with strong track records over time, divided across 4 types: growth, and income, aggressive growth, and international funds. Ramsey warns against putting too much trust in pensions or government programs like Social Security. Instead, he promotes personal responsibility and long-term thinking. The goal isn't to get rich quickly or beat the market, but to create consistent, compounding wealth over decades so you can retire with dignity and freedom. Baby step 5, save for your children's college fund. Next, Ramsey encourages parents to prepare for their children's education without falling into the trap of student loans. He is firmly against taking on or enabling debt for education and believes that students should avoid loans at all costs. He recommends saving for college through tax-advantaged accounts like education savings accounts, ESAs, or 529 plans, both of which allow your investments to grow tax-free when used for qualified education expenses. Ramsey also encourages parents to teach their children financial responsibility along the way. That includes having conversations about school selection, encouraging them to apply for scholarships, and even working while attending school. The goal is to help your kids graduate debt-free and equipped with a financial mindset that will serve them for life. Baby step 6, pay off your home early. At this point, you're debt-free, saving for retirement, and preparing your kids for school. Now it's time to tackle the largest debt most people ever take on, the mortgage. Ramsey encourages readers to pay off their home early, pouring every extra dollar into the principal to become completely debt-free. He calls this the final barrier to true financial freedom. Without a mortgage payment, your largest monthly bill disappears, freeing up income for investing, giving, and enjoying life. Ramsey explains that paying off your home early is not only financially smart, but also emotionally powerful. Owning your home outright brings peace, security, and stability. He acknowledges that this step may take several years, but he urges consistency and persistence. He also debunks the myth that keeping a mortgage for tax purposes is wise, pointing out that the interest saved by paying off your home early far outweighs any tax deduction. Baby step 7, build wealth and give. You've arrived. No payments, no mortgage, a strong retirement portfolio, and money for your children's future. Now comes the most fulfilling part, building wealth and giving like never before. Ramsey encourages readers not to stop here. Instead, he challenges you to use your financial freedom to create a legacy, both for your family and your community. This could mean investing in real estate, starting a business, or helping others succeed financially. He reminds readers that money is a tool, and once you control it instead of it controlling you, you can use it to make a massive impact. Giving is central to Ramsey's philosophy. Whether it's donating to your church, supporting charities, or simply helping people in need, generosity becomes a joyful habit. He emphasizes that true wealth isn't about hoarding, it's about living a life of purpose and significance. This is where the motto, live like no one else, so later you can live, and give like no one else, becomes a reality. The power of focus and intensity. Dave Ramsey argues that success with money isn't a matter of intelligence. It's a matter of behavior, and more specifically, intense and sustained focus. People often intellectually understand what they should do. Spend less than they earn, avoid debt, save for the future. But knowing isn't enough. The problem lies in inconsistent follow-through and scattered effort. Ramsey compares a financial makeover to a physical fitness journey. You can't get in shape by going to the gym twice a month or skipping dessert once in a while. Real results require discipline, sacrifice, and an all-in mentality. He encourages readers to develop what he calls gazelle intensity, the determination and urgency of a gazelle fleeing a predator. That's the kind of focused energy needed to overcome years of financial missteps and build a new future. This intensity is what separates dabblers from doers. Those who go halfway, who try to kind of budget or mostly avoid debt, rarely succeed. The Total Money Makeover demands commitment because real change requires new habits, and new habits require deliberate repetition. It's a lifestyle reprogramming, not just a temporary tweak. Overcoming obstacles, criticism, emergencies, and temptation. Ramsey prepares readers for the resistance they'll face, both internally and externally. The moment you choose to live differently, to reject debt, cut spending, and stick to a plan, people will notice. And not all of them will be supportive. Family and friends might scoff, mock, or question your choices. Why aren't you financing a newer car? You only live once. Splurge a little. These well-meaning voices can undermine your resolve. Emergencies will also test you. Just when you think you're on track, the car breaks down or a child gets sick. That's why baby step 1 is critical. It cushions you against minor setbacks so you don't run back to the credit card. Still, these moments demand emotional resilience and a strong sense of why you started. Then there's the cultural temptation. Consumerism is everywhere. TV ads, social media, peer pressure, all encouraging you to spend, upgrade, indulge. Ramsey cautions against the seductive lie that you're the exception, that this one purchase is okay. He reminds readers that lasting success is built on consistent choices, not occasional exceptions. He recommends surrounding yourself with people who understand the journey, whether through financial peace classes, online communities, or accountability partners. Having the right environment can make or break your progress. Real-life success stories. Interwoven throughout the book are dozens of testimonials from people who've completed their total money makeover. These stories aren't just motivational fluff. They serve as proof that the plan works across demographics and income levels. There are stories of single moms, young couples, retirees, and even six-figure earners who were drowning in debt. Each story reflects more than just financial change. Yes, the debt is gone, the savings are up, and retirement is on track, but the transformation is often emotional and relational. Couples report that their marriages improved as they began working together on a shared goal. Parents express pride in teaching their kids about money. Individuals talk about regaining confidence, sleeping better at night, and feeling hopeful for the first time in years. These stories reinforce Ramsey's belief that money is deeply tied to every area of life. When you fix your finances, you're not just changing your bank account. You're changing your mindset, relationships, and legacy. Budgeting, the cornerstone of control. According to Ramsey, a monthly budget is the cornerstone of any successful financial plan. It's where theory meets reality, where your intentions get translated into action. A budget forces you to examine your priorities, make choices, and take ownership of your income. Without one, money slips through the cracks, often leaving people wondering where it all went. Ramsey insists on a zero-based budget. Every dollar is assigned a job, and your income minus expenses equals zero. That doesn't mean you spend every dollar. It means you allocate every dollar, whether to saving, giving, bills, or fun. This approach prevents overspending and ensures that your goals get funded first. Creating a budget may feel overwhelming at first. Many people avoid it because they fear what they'll see. But Ramsey reminds us that ignoring the truth won't change it. Facing it will. He encourages people to sit down every month, with their spouse if married, plan their spending, and track every dollar. Over time, budgeting becomes a habit, then a way of life. And once you master it, you gain an immense sense of clarity and control. The importance of insurance and estate planning. Though not part of the formal baby steps, Ramsey dedicates time to two often overlooked areas: insurance and estate planning. These are the adult responsibilities that protect your hard-earned progress. Life is unpredictable, and being prepared is part of being wise. He stresses the importance of term life insurance, not whole or cash value policies. Term life is simple, affordable, and effective. If you have dependents, it's a non-negotiable. He also recommends having health insurance, long-term disability insurance, auto insurance, and homeowners or renters insurance. Each plays a role in shielding you from catastrophic losses that could unravel years of financial effort. Equally important is a will. Ramsey is adamant. If you're an adult, you need one, especially if you have children. Estate planning ensures that your assets are distributed according to your wishes and that your children are cared for. Avoiding these conversations may feel easier, but it leaves your family vulnerable. Why credit scores don't matter. Perhaps one of the most controversial points in the book is Ramsey's stance on credit scores. He calls it the "I love debt score," arguing that it's simply a reflection of how well you borrow money. Since his plan teaches people to never borrow money again, He sees the FICO score as irrelevant. Most financial advisors teach consumers to protect their credit score like it's their reputation. But Ramsey flips the script. He believes you can live a rich, full life with a paid-for home, great investments, and peace of mind without ever using credit again. He teaches alternatives to credit for everything: debit cards for purchases, cash for cars, and manual underwriting for mortgages. This idea feels radical to many, especially in a world built on credit. But Ramsey's point is simple. If you're winning with money, your credit score doesn't matter. You won't need it. Living differently, a lifestyle, not a phase. Ramsey's message isn't about temporary deprivation. It's about permanent transformation. The Total Money Makeover isn't a crash diet. It's a new way of living. When you commit to the plan, you're choosing to live like no one else now, so you can live like no one else later, with freedom, security, and options. That might mean saying no to things your peers say yes to: leasing cars, upgrading phones, taking out loans for furniture or vacations. You may drive an older car, bring lunch from home, or skip the fancy coffee shop. But all of that is temporary. As you gain ground, your life opens up. You can travel, retire early, give generously, all without debt. Ramsey's message is countercultural, and that's the point. Most people are broke, stressed, and living beyond their means. To be different, you have to live differently. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Absolutely. Here's a deeper and more vivid expansion of the hope and transformation section from the Total Money Makeover. Hope and transformation, more than just money. In the final chapters of the Total Money Makeover, Dave Ramsey brings it all together with one powerful message. There is always hope. Even if you've made every mistake in the book, maxed out credit cards, borrowed against your future, or lived beyond your means for years, Ramsey wants you to know that you're not broken. You're not beyond repair. Financial peace is not only possible, it's promised to those who commit to the journey. Ramsey's tone here shifts from coach to cheerleader. He knows the road isn't easy. Changing lifelong habits, confronting debt, facing shame or regret, it's emotionally and mentally taxing. But he also knows the rewards are life-changing. Through story after story, he paints a vision of what lies on the other side of the sacrifice. A life without payments, without financial stress, and without fear of the future. This transformation isn't just financial. Ramsey describes how marriages are saved, confidence is restored, and families are strengthened. Children watch their parents change their legacy. People discover a new sense of identity, not defined by stuff, but by strength, character, and purpose. The ability to sleep at night, to walk into a store without worrying if the card will clear, to give freely and generously, these are the new markers of success. Ramsey reinforces that financial peace is not for the elite. It doesn't require a six-figure income or a perfect past. It starts with ownership, courage, and a willingness to change. The baby steps provide structure, but it's your heart and habits that drive the transformation. In a culture that celebrates instant gratification and normalizes debt, the Total Money Makeover dares you to be different, to choose intentionality, patience, and purpose. Ramsey reminds readers that the goal isn't just to retire with a fat bank account. It's to live fully, give freely, and leave behind a legacy of wisdom and generosity. That's the real Total Makeover, not just of your money, but of your life. That's it for today's video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. At WealthEchelon, we're all about helping you navigate the world of crypto, investing, and financial growth. Have any thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Stay sharp, stay invested, and I'll see you in the next one.